few months ago, I watched a video titled Goodbye Internet uploaded on the Game Theorist channel where MatPat announced he'd be retiring. He said a lot of things that have stuck with me, but one thing in particular has lived rent-free in my head ever since, and that was him talking about how long he'd been doing game theory. He said it had been 12 to 13 years, and that just didn't sound right to me. Because if I was remembering correctly, I had been doing YouTube for 12 to 13 years, so I decided to have a look. And I found the first game theory video, Game Theory Promo, and that was uploaded April 14th, 2011. And after a lot of digging, which was difficult because my very first channel was long since deleted, that thing was deleted probably back in 2011. I had actually on that channel been uploading shiny Pokemon videos since before April 14th, 2011. I don't know the actual start date. It actually may have been late 2010. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that I had been uploading, or I have been uploading shiny Pokemon videos longer than Game Theory existed. And since MatPat left Game Theory, I've uploaded a shiny Pokemon video. I'm currently working on a new shiny Pokemon video, and I'm sure I got a few more up my sleeve before it's all said and done. And that's crazy. It is crazy to see people who have been doing this as long as I have ride off into the sunset and move on to something else. Now, MatPat is older than me, which does make me feel a little bit better, but this year I turned 29. It's the final year of my 20s, and it's a pretty big year for me. Not only is it the final year of my 20s, but it's the year my fiance finishes residency and begins her career officially as a doctor. As I've been doing the same thing for 13 years, I'm watching her begin her career, a career that she will most likely do for a pretty long time. And as I sit here thinking about my career and its totality at this point and what the future holds, I have no idea how long I will be able to do Pokemon YouTube or just YouTube in general. YouTube is a very unique job. It's not one that usually lasts for a very long time. And while a lot of people try to make YouTube a career, very, very few people are successful with YouTube. And for that reason, the people that are successful, even they do not last for a long time. As a longtime Pokemon creator, I have watched so many careers begin and end. And the crazy thing is, as we go from console to console, there's a lot of turnover. From the DS to the 3DS, most of the people I watched in the DS era did not last to the 3DS era, let alone the Switch era. And from the 3DS era to the Switch era, the same thing. As we stare down the Switch 2, am I going to be one of the people that makes it from this Switch generation to the next one? I hope so, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know if I'm going to want to do this for another 13 years. That kind of sounds insane. I can't imagine that'd be the case. But even then, will I have the ability to make that decision of doing this as long as I want to, or is the audience going to move on? Does the audience want to watch a 30-something-year-old man play Pokemon the way I do? I don't know. I have no idea, and it's scary. It's difficult. And I've tried to make this video a few times, but when I got to this point in the video, I usually didn't know where to go next. And over these months, I've really thought about it. I've sat down and tried to make this video, and I got stuck in the same spot. The ending. How much longer am I going to be doing YouTube? What's the answer I can give you guys? And the thing that for a while really stuck with me is the knowledge that I think my best ideas and my best videos are ahead of me. But for the last few years, there's been a lot of barriers in my life and personally that have prevented me from being the YouTuber I've wanted to be. And it's left me with a lot of fear. Did I waste these last few years and lose this precious time where I had the opportunity, I had the platform to really create the stuff that I wanted to create? How much time do I have to do what I really want to do? And that fear took a hold of me in just a very, very unhealthy way. And that's something I've been trying to maneuver past. And I think another thing that really kind of stuck with me is I feel like I haven't really established my place in Pokemon YouTube history, let alone YouTube history. And while that isn't super important at the end of the day, it is very weird to be a 13-year Pokemon YouTuber. And I think a lot of people really only know me for what I've done on PM7 and really know me as this new creator that kind of popped up out of nowhere. And that's tough, because if I was a new creator that popped up out of nowhere, if this was the beginning of my 13-year career and I had another, 7, 8 years in front of me, that would be the most exciting thing in the world. But I could be at the tail end of my career, and it just terrifies me to think of that. But as I've had all of these thoughts and really tried to formulate a video to throw on this channel, as it's important for me to try to get these thoughts out there, I unfortunately had a really devastating thing happen in my life, and that was my uncle passing away suddenly. In the past month, out of nowhere, he got incredibly sick. It was a really, truly a freak thing. The first doctors missed what it was, and unfortunately, he passed away. I'm not going to go through the entire story. It was a really, really, really difficult month, but it put a lot of things into perspective. I've spent all this time really trying to make this video, trying to sort through my thoughts of how long am I going to do YouTube? What are these next few years going to hold for me? And realistically, I mean, the answer was always in front of me. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me. What I do know is that right now, I want to do YouTube and I want to make Pokemon videos. I truly love what I do. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world, and I still can't believe I made this dream a reality. I scratched and clawed and fought to try to make this job work, to try to get that silver play button, just to have some sort of physical evidence that everything that I did over all those years, I accomplished something. And somehow, some way, I didn't just get that, but there's a chance I might get a gold play button. There's a chance that things that I never even dreamed were possible could happen, but I don't know what tomorrow holds. All I know is that I really want to do YouTube, and all these months I've been so worried about, man, what am I going to be doing at 35? And that's up for 35-year-old me. I'm hopeful and decently confident the 35-year-old me will exist and will get to make those decisions, but you never know. And when I think of my uncle, an incredible man, just someone I loved so dearly. He's just someone who did not live with regrets. Of everyone I know, and hey, I can't talk to him now. I can't know for sure, but when I think of him, I think of the person in my life who had the least amount of regrets and really lived life to the fullest. He's someone who the last time I saw him, I got to see truly the most incredible and caring and the sweetest, father I've ever seen. And that was really beautiful to witness and see someone who became a dad later in life as, someone who worries about, when am I going to be able to do all these things? He was able to become a dad a little bit later than, I think he may have expected. But then also we had a wonderful conversation about my job. And I felt like he truly understood what I did. He started asking me a lot of advice, like marketing wise with his company, and these just really incredible questions where it just let me know that not only was he proud of me, not only did he understand what I did, but he really valued what I accomplished and just who I was. It was really, really special. And I'm really, really grateful I was able to have that day with him before he was gone. But just to have someone in my life, an incredible role model like that, who really, really made the most of his time, started his own company and kind of carved his own path and, did things on in his own timeline. He wasn't worried about, from what I know, he wasn't worried about all these big questions. He just did what truly made him happy and what he thought was right each day. It's something really special to look at and think on and really reflect on, as I've spent I spent the first 4 years of these months so worried about these questions that I don't have answers to, because I can't have answers to them. Until tomorrow happens, I don't know if I'm going to still want to do YouTube tomorrow. You know, maybe in a few months from now, my channel is falling off a cliff and people don't want to watch. Hey, maybe a few months from now, things are going better than they ever were. Maybe things slide down and we get a new game and I'm able to claw my way back up. Maybe I take a hiatus, come back, and all of a sudden I'm playing a brand new game. I really do not know. It's important to think about the future. It's really important to plan for the future. You don't want to just live life one day at a time with no planning for, you know, where you're going to be at 30, 40, 50, 60 and older. But there has to be a balance. And I've spent way too much of my life worried about the future, focused on the future, planning for the future. And I don't think I was really able until recently to truly embrace and cherish this journey for what it is day by day. I am so thankful for what I've accomplished. I'm so thankful to have an audience on this channel. So thankful to have this outlet and to right now be on the path to 1 million subscribers on PM7 and to possibly get that golden play button. That would mean so much to me. So how long am I going to be doing YouTube and Pokemon YouTube specifically? I'm not entirely sure, but I know right now I really want to do it. And I think my best ideas and videos are ahead of me. And that's what really matters. So this video, as I kind of finish it, does feel a little silly to make, as the answer was always in front of me. I want to do it now, so I'm going to keep doing it. And if that changes, I'll let you know. But I don't know when it'll change, because it'll change when it changes. But I appreciate you guys listening to me. Hope to be a little bit more consistent on this channel, but you never know what the future holds. I'm hopeful right now, but hey, we'll see if I get the idea or the inspiration. Either way, I hope all is well with you guys. Thank you for listening. Until the next time.